grassroots in action here today, everyone. Thank you for Dr. Strickland for those words, encouraging all of us to come together, work together. Next, I would like to introduce our local 60th District State Representative, John Hoadley, to the stage.
Good afternoon, Kalamazoo. When word of the rally came, I got texts and calls from my colleagues. Mayor Hopewell, Senator O'Brien, both send their regrets for traveling and being able to be here today. But I want to bring 3 simple messages, and I need you to repeat after me. This is not okay.
This is not okay.
This is not normal.
This is not normal.
We must act.
We must act.
What we saw in Charlottesville is not okay. Nazi salutes, violence, hatred. These are the things that are not okay. We cannot let it be okay for 1 minute because hatred is like a virus, and if it starts there, it comes everywhere. And for those of us that this is a moment of awakening, know that so many people have been dealing with white supremacy and racism for very much longer. But if you are moved to act, we need to act. This is not normal. 2017 has been a year of where norm after norm has gone away, where we're accepting the tweets of a ridiculous man. Where threats of war from the Gulf War surpasses for foreign policy. This is not normal. So we must act. We've had a busy year trying to save healthcare for 22, 32, 16 million people. We've had a year where we're pushing back against forces that empower literally white supremacists in the White House. We've been pushing back against folks that attack our public education and our communities and our safety. It's tiring, y'all. But we must act. So we cannot become complacent, because when we do, folks like those in Charlottesville win. So we must act. We must not let this become normal. We must never accept this as okay. So I close as we started. This is not okay.
This is not okay.
This is not normal.
This is not normal.
And we must act.
We must act.
Thank you.
Thank you, John, for your words as well. Just want to recognize Dr. Strickland had a 3 o'clock event today, so he wanted all of you to know this event was important, but he had a commitment, so he had to step away this afternoon. But again, we thank him for being here with us. So next, I would like to bring forward Jacquis Robertson from the Universalist Unitarian Community Church. Jacquis is going to read a piece for us. So I'd like to bring Jacquis forward.
You got it.
Good afternoon. Friends, we stand here once again mourning the loss of bodies to hate. Mourning hate rearing its ugly head again in a way we haven't seen in years. Yet here we are again mourning, letting tears fall after the fact as if the pain is something new and the circumstance is something different, but no more. No more can I cry another tear in this park. No longer can I sit silent because that does an injustice to you and does an injustice to me. No more can I allow my eyes and heart to dance around this issue. So today, and I say this with the love, we no longer have the privilege of not using our access. We hold a key to the door of prosperity if and only if we confront the racist, homophobic, sexist, bigoted comments of those at our jobs, church, house, and more, because it was Maya Angelou who said, words are things. Be careful about the words you use and the words you allow to be used in your house. Words are things, and we must be careful. Words have moved from slurs to guns being shot, cars running through crowds, jobs lost, futures lost, lives lost. So no more can we let these words manifest. So I invite you to put an end to this in all your communities, in all our communities. Instead, use the power that words have to manifest the dismantling of systems that manufacture hate. Instead, use these words to agitate, educate, and resist. Instead, use these words to manifest love in the true sense of the word. Love that challenges you and us to do better and be better. And last but not least, use the power of words to manifest change. Because it's no longer a perceived want, but a need. It's no longer a word, but an act. It's no longer to be tolerated as something to obtain in the hereafter, but right now. All power to the people. Thank you. So far, so good. I'm still on my feet. Powerful words. I want to thank again Jacquis for sharing her words and her call to action to all of us. I hope we all hear that deeply and recognize that it rings true. And it's our time to move forward. It's not time to listen. It's not time to just think and show up and be sad. It's time to act. And that's a commitment we all must make together. Okay? All right. So again, thank you to Jacquis Robertson from the Universal Unitarian Community Church of Southwest Michigan. Next to the stage, I would like to bring another tremendous speaker to share his thoughts with us today, Pastor Nathan Dannison. He is the senior pastor at the First Congressional United Church of Christ here in Kalamazoo. So please welcome Pastor Nathan Dannison.
How's everybody doing out there? You can still hear me? My name's Nathan. I'm one of the pastors at that church over there on the corner. We've been part of the downtown area since before the city of Kalamazoo existed. We've been here. We've been trying to show up on the right side of history as much as possible, participating in the Underground Railroad, sheltering freed slaves, opposing almost every foreign war that this nation's ever been involved in. Today we're proud members of the Sanctuary Movement, standing against the deportation forces that are invading our city. I've got three very specific requests that I'd like to make on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. In my church, we always say Happy Sunday. So can y'all say Happy Sunday?
Happy Sunday!
Never forget that Sunday is a time for rest, recuperation, coming together, and joining our voices together and working together. Are there any church folk out there? Any church people? Yeah, a few. We got a lot of churches in this town. We've got a lot of clergy in this town. I want to make a specific request of the church folk that are here today, I hope and I pray that you heard your pastor, your leader, naming white supremacy as a sin against God Almighty from the pulpit. If you are part of a faith community, if you have been given the privilege of proclamation, then it's time for us to call to bear upon this country and declare that racism, white supremacy, and fascism are sins against God and God's creation. And if your pastor lacks either the courage or the stamina to bring this up, please schedule a time to talk with them on Monday morning in their office. I know they want to hear from you, and if they don't want to talk to you, you can give them my phone number. Jesus Christ was hung on a Roman cross by a fascist government. The fascist government of Rome is the government after which every fascist government has modeled itself. And as Christians, we've got to remember that. The second request I have is out there, that if you know a young man, a young person who is 13, 14, 15, 16 years old, I want you to think about them right now. I want you to think about that young teenager, especially if they are male, especially if they are white, especially if they are male and white and isolated, because there are vipers out there who are recruiting our young men into fascist movements. They are using chat rooms and video games. They are using the internet. They are using YouTube channels to radicalize our young men. And when they're 13, 14, 15 years old, it starts out as a fun game. When they're 18, 19, 20 years old, they are practicing fascists.
That's right.
That is happening right now. If you know a young person, get in the way of that system. Break that system. Introduce them to community. Do not let them wither in the darkness. Do not let their only contacts with adults be strangers on the internet who have political motivations. The last request that I have is to all of you who are out there working in anti-fascist direct action. The mantle of our democracy rests upon your shoulders. We are with you. We support you. If you are an anti-fascist organizer, if you are an anti-fascist protester, we know that you did not go to Charlottesville because you wanted to, but because the demands of patriotism meant that you had to put your body on the line for the safety of our democracy. We stand with you. In closing, I want to say to all of you who are thinking about joining this anti-fascist movement, we need you, we need you, we need you. The road to fascism begins with marches and rallies, and it ends in the ovens of Auschwitz. We have forgotten that. We need to be reminded of that today. So please stand up, be counted, put your bodies on the line, put your privilege to work in your community. We've got to say to these people, in the words of the sainted Woody Guthrie, all you fascists are bound to lose. You're bound to lose. You fascists are bound to lose.